Why should I give a damn?
What the fuck is up? You're now tuned in to episode 117 of Why Should I Give a Damn? I am your host, Eric.
It's your girl, Breezy the Barber.
So, boy, Ronnie King.
Ted DiBiase here.
And we back in the building with another one. You already know what time it is. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at WSIGAD_podcast. Make sure you fuck with us on that YouTube and you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well so you can always know when we drop that new shit. And it's WSIGAD podcast, or just go to YouTube and search WSIGAD. We gonna pop up. That's the acronym for Why Should I Give a Damn? Fuck with us and follow us on all platforms. It's been an honor. And we got to talk about some crazy shit, man.
And I'm sorry, no, this is not Coolio Pack. We respect him.
Yeah, rest in paradise.
Is he a legend? We don't.
Is Coolio a legend?
Because I think that's more cut and dry than the Sinbad debate. I think like Coolio's a legend though. Because to me, he's like a white boy legend, but he is a hip hop legend.
Yeah, I was saying, I was like, I know a lot of Monster Energy drinking Chadwicks that were having that Gangsta's Paradise in heavy rotation over the weekend. You know, Coolio is one of the, everybody.
Spending most our lives.
If you go out to the white bars, there's certain rappers that, as black people, we talked about it last week, we kind of move on to the next best thing. Whereas I will give white people, they hold on and cherish some of these artists, and they held on to Coolio like a motherfucker. So this is one of the times where when I see the white people mourning right now and nigga shit, this is one of the times where, you know what, you can get a piece of chicken from the barbecue tonight, white people.
Yeah.
This Coolio.
DMX too.
Over Coolio?
It's kind of hurt. This was tough for them after DMX. It was too lost.
Oh, for them, yes.
Yeah.
Well, because, white people, they study hip-hop like history books. They go back. That's why if you talk to like the white hip-hop head, they always bring up Tribe, Wu-Tang, because they go back in time, and when you go to like the 100 greatest rap albums or rap songs, Gangster Paradise is there. When I went to Whitefish Bay at white school, every white kid with an iPod no two had Gangster's Paradise in their iPod. That's when I realized, because when I thought about it, and I was just kind of like high talking shit, he's really like the white Vanilla Ice, really. I mean, sorry, he like the black Vanilla Ice. Like he has a smash hit that will forever be played. He'll forever get played. He'll forever be legendary. Because you remember he was in Futurama. He actually reprised his role right before he died. He was like in a bunch of like white.
He did the intro song for
Kenan and Kel.
Yeah. That's legendary.
But I'm saying that was like 30 years ago. I'm saying within the last 15 years, he was relevant because he would stay pop. He had like a cooking show. He had like a home improvement. Like he had a lot of like little but to us, we were like, we kind of laughed at him. I think he was like the early version of what we see from Tech Nine. Like he's a nigga, but he don't do nigga rap. So most of the mainstream, we kind of look at him as like a joke, but I say all to say he is a legend. We make jokes about him, but I had to get him legend. The next one, when he passed, hopefully it's not for a while, is Sir Mix-a-Lot. He's on the legend board. I don't quite know if he's legendary yet, but when he passed, I'm sure we'll give him legend points like we always do.
I'm going to call it the Sinbad tier. That's what we're going to call it. The Sinbad tier, where it's like, are you a legend? Like, it's question mark, because it's like that fringe legend tier, like some may say yes, some may say no. But at the end of the day, I do think Coolio is a legend. Shout out to Coolio. Another person that's been getting mentioned who doesn't get an RIP, but is getting mentioned a lot more than I would like for him to get mentioned. And that's Jeffrey Dahmer, We coming out of Milwaukee, man. We got no choice. We got to address and talk about this Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Cause I still haven't even watched. I'll admit, I have not watched the Netflix series yet. And for a reason, I'm not excited to go watch this, white motherfucker get glorified. Even though I'm pretty sure it's good TV, good acting, all that shit. But I don't want to see the glorification of this white motherfucker that was eating niggas. And they're going to romanticize it and all that shit.
It's sick. I did watch it. It's fucking sick. Eat all the steak you want to eat before you watch that motherfucker, because you ain't gonna be eating no red meat for a while. It's no, it's not as graphic, but graphic level, I would say 7 out of 10. It's not like Saw, but it's definitely graphic enough. It's sad, but it's great from the victim's perspective. You get to really see just how he lured these people in. I mean, also too, just like what made him to be a cannibal monster. Like,
Well, he has a bunch of movies. That's what kind of annoys me. You know,
this is the best one though.
I'm sure like they had what was my friend Jeffrey or my friend Dahmer, where they kind of went into his childhood. So of course he's killing animals and stuff, and I think he had some trauma. Then there was one in I think the 90s, 2000 with Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye. He did it, but that was an early like 90s or 2000. And it wasn't as graphic, but they showed him driving down the street, picking up young dudes, being at the bar, and that was pretty, hitting them. That was pretty graphic. But this one, it seems like it's more of the victims' accounts, and that's why like you see a lot of the people getting like trauma. Cause I see people like outraged and fake outrage because they probably had relatives or something like that. But the one thing I would say I hate, because Wisconsin, we only get bad press. Remember, Making of a Murderer. There was a girl with Munchausen syndrome. Her name was Rose something. She had a movie on Hulu because her mom like lied about her being sick. We only get the fucked up shit, and it's so annoying. But now I gotta hear the clout chasing, because now everybody on Twitter, Facebook has some gay uncle who almost got picked up. Oh, my mama told me not to go over there. It's like, oh Lord,
niggas always want to be attached to some shit. Like,
that's
my cousin. Like,
and every old uncle nigga in Milwaukee all of a sudden lived in that same little building.
Right.
How many of you niggas lived in that building? Like, what the fuck?
Like all of a sudden, like 26 and Rise had like 50-story high rises that the whole city lived in. So it's just, but I mean, we had like I'm 32, so those stories are old to me. It's just funny kind of hearing them, but I'm sure it's like legend that's passed down. Because again, he's probably a top 3 serial killer all time, and with his documentary,
Definitely.
he's
Fucking
for sure
gross.
top 3. Like, because they get romanticized so much. Because remember 2 years ago was Ted Bundy when they had Zac Efron, American Sweetheart, and then all the girls because he was fine and he was bad. Like I see some people kind of like victimizing Jeffrey Dahmer as well.
Of course, he gets the white guy pass that they're allowed to murder and rape and do what they do because that's what America's built on.
I'm not giving him a pass, but I think he
niggas?
was mentally ill, even though they didn't allow him to be mentally ill.
It was because look, Jeffrey Dahmer's
think
this
he
white
was.
guy. They gave him the pass. Now, when they
sick.
wanted to
He
do a
was sick.
movie about the black dude that went and was killing the white slave owners, what's the name of it again?
Django?
No, not Django, but
Wait, what? Oh, Nat Turner.
Nat Turner.
Sorry.
When the old boy wanted to get funding for the Nat Turner movie, when he's going around killing white people and shit and doing all that shit, he couldn't get the funding for that.
Well,
Nobody wanted to fund
Can
that.
I say, to be fair, I think his name was Nate. He got like a little rape. He had like a little rapey charge around when the movie was dropped, so it kind of fucked up the momentum. But of course, but you're right, Eric. They're not.
Won't fund
if they didn't fund Red Tails, they're not gonna fund a nigga. Like
Exactly.
you're right about that.
And that's all I'm trying to say. Like, they won't fund none of this shit where it shows niggas killing white people and all this other shit like that, and glorify it. If they do, it'll be some shit that'll make us look like monsters and all that shit. Like I said,
That's why we got Django. They threw one in there for us.
Yeah, I do like Django. It was a change in there, but this
Shout
Jeffrey
out
Dahmer,
Quentin Tarantino.
this Jeffrey Dahmer shit to me is, and then the timing of it, it's coming at like Halloween, so everybody's already in like this killer goblin mode, and now you're going right into like the killers, and Halloween movies is coming on, so it's some crazy shit right now. I think that this was all strategic by Netflix. It was good strategy. Because that's Dahmer shit, the number one thing I hear people talking about.
They're actually gonna drop more. It's called the Dahmer's tapes with like real, like they're doubling down on it. I thought it was the same thing, but it's a whole nother production. So they're definitely gonna.
It's gonna be a whole Dahmer universe. Is there gonna be a whole Dahmer Power series? Is Dahmer St. Patrick?
Well, to be fair, like over the last 2 years, some of the biggest podcasts in the world, white people and young people are obsessed with murder mystery stuff. There's that show with Selena Gomez, the murder mystery show with like Steve Martin. I forgot there's a murder in the building. Like, if you look at podcasts, if you look at the top podcasts, 3 to 4, maybe more, are going to be some type of murder mystery. I like Dexter, the show. That
Stranger
was
Things too.
Yeah. So people are obsessed with the murder, the stories.
It is. That's why we watch. I mean, First 48. It's a thrill. I don't know. Just cold casing is fun. That's why we love Law and Order. Growing up, I mean,
and there's just still a lot of cold cases. Like, to be honest, some of these little podcasts have helped solve stuff. Because people go back, do the retroactive history. There's a dude like that for 20 years. They run a piece, it gets outcry. Then all of a sudden, we got to free this guy, whether they do or not. Or, remember, like I said, I brought up Making of a Murderer, Stephen Avery. The guy was at Kenosha up north where him and the other guy killed the lady. That was a huge show. Like,
Wisconsin has a lot of murderer
we have
serial
a lot
killers.
of crazy shit, period.
A lot of
cold
people
up here.
A lot of
That's
people
why.
don't know that the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based out of Wisconsin.
Really?
but they just didn't. Wisconsin Chainsaw Massacre didn't sound as appealing, so they moved it to Texas.
Didn't it?
But that's based off
John Wayne?
Wisconsin. Yeah, that Ed Gein, I believe.
Or yeah.
That's based on him. He's chopping up people's faces and all that other shit. That was based on Wisconsin. But they flipped it and then, of course, exaggerated it for Hollywood and moved it to Texas.
It is crazy, too, because in the Dahmer film on Netflix, when all that stuff happens, they incorporate that into the series. So it's cool how they kind of tie it all in. He's still sick fuck, but...
Yeah, it's a lot of fucked up people in Wisconsin.
It's a lot of fucked up
out in the
people
boondocks,
from
I should
here.
say. Out in the boonies. But yeah, I don't know. I might watch the Jeffrey Dahmer
I encourage
shit.
you to watch it. Just eat all the red meat you want.
To me, it's the, I ain't gonna lie, it's the...
And Niecy Nash did an awesome job. We got to shout out Niecy Nash.
I didn't know she was there.
She played the neighbor, and
some
she...
Tig old bitties in a steel shop. I'm like,
This is 1970s to 90s. Titties wasn't out yet, Colin.
Wait, what was her line, Ronnie?
I'm about to say over there.
Titties wasn't out.
Somebody
I'm about
could
to say,
get
does Niecy Nash get her titties eaten or what happened?
I don't think he liked women though.
He
was gay.
That one was crazy to me because she was complaining all the time. She saw a lot, but it's a good show. She did a good job, and the film also does kind of expose just how tainted the Milwaukee Public Police Department has been for years. And if you talk to a lot of cops, they don't even want to talk about the film. If you ask a cop about it, they don't want to hear shit because they're getting a lot of shit about it. Man, they let so much shit go, and you're going to be able to see. You're going to be pissed, man.
As long as you're white, you know you're all right.
He wanted to get caught. That was crazy. Like, he was so sick, he knew he had a problem. So
he probably coming out the crib with blood on his lip and shit, and they like, he all right. Like, weirdo, man.
He had more fun telling the cops his story, I think. It's crazy. Like, he's happy to get in and tell the story.
That's that crazy shit. That's that cry for help, but nobody ever helped him, so he was just killing in the meantime. But fuck him. I don't even want to smoke his pack because I don't know what would be inside his pack. So fuck him.
Some angel dust in that motherfucker.
But I do want to say, with it being October, the season's changing. You starting to see the leaves fall. This is my time. Hoodie.
October.
You starting to crack those hoodies open, crack those windbreakers open a little bit.
Nike
I
jogging
like it.
sets.
Crisp air, nice crisp air. Crack the window. No, you don't want the window all the way down, but you crack it halfway. Let that little breeze hit your neck. I like it. What horror movies do you guys enjoy watching every time? Because this is a time of year where you see all the horror movies. We talk about Jeffrey Dahmer. There's always like a whole fucking marathon of all the best movies on every damn channel, especially like Sci-Fi does a thing with like all the Halloweens and all the Jasons. I like watching some of that shit. What's y'all favorite horror movie to watch during this time of year? Or I should say, since we all got like nephews, sons, daughters, and nieces, what's the scary movie that you can't wait to put on the next generation, like watch their reaction to? Because I know for me, it's definitely like, Halloween, the classic
shit with
the jumper shit.
They're making a new Halloween, y'all. Just a heads up.
What'd you say?
A new Halloween is coming out.
Hopefully it's the last one. Like, he's been trying to kill Jamie Lee Curtis for like 40 years. Like, damn, her old ass can't get cut by
I'm smoking her pack when he
can
finally gets
Can we
it.
stop? Why do they keep upping the strap on Michael Myers? I've seen that nigga be shot 1,000,000 times. Right? Why, the strap don't work.
It's just strap.
Cause Michael,
I hate that though in a movie where there's obviously somebody that the strap isn't working, but people keep shooting. Like that's why not to go too far off top, but I love that movie. The superhero show we watch, the boys. And I get so mad at the black character in there because like you have no powers. The big dude that's on.
Mother's Milk.
Yes, that Mother's Milk. I get so mad. You have no abilities, bro. Like get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. Like if obviously you see the nigga like a Luke Cage. He just be walking through people. After the first 8 niggas he killed and they try to shoot you and the bullets don't affect, I'm running. Like that henchman mentality is so stupid to me. We're just gonna die in waves. After the second or third wave, you should be retreating.
It works for him in the story writing because his whole thing is getting revenge because his people got killed. So they make him where he's so blinded where somebody got to tackle him on the way. But I understand what we all can even go over, like, we're going to go back on topic, but just the faux pas of these horror movies of, damn, this bitch going to really look back, trip. We always doing it. Of course, it's always white people, but it's like, but you know, we all seen the Michael Myers challenge. It is hard because there's been a couple times I'm like, let me see how fast I can get my keys out, and I just be fumbling when I'm playing. I'm like, I'll be dead. So it's like, I think when we get in them situations, niggas do.
People
panic.
overestimate themselves because when the heat is on, especially if you're not expecting it, if you get in the car and a motherfucker just grab you from behind. And you, what are you gonna do? You gonna get the wrestling doing shit? But at the end of the day, if a motherfucker got the up on you, I always say this: if they got the up on you, 9 times out of 10, you're dead.
Well, that's why they can't. Like, we have our hood horror movies, but they can't do those type of movies with just nigga characters. We always on our P's and Q's square. Like, we'll damn near set the murderer up. So it would be too realistic. You got to kind of get a naive college kid, a girl who been ran through. You got to get like an old lady. But niggas, we just too like. Nah, we not going out there, but we gonna just chill out for a minute. It wouldn't even be a good movie, actually.
Motherfucker would have been up strapped, and as soon as that first bullet don't work, niggas was running. Like, there's no.
And niggas be getting away in the
I
scary
don't care.
movies.
I
They
don't
get
know
away.
if I shoot a nigga and that motherfucker just look at me and smile or something, I'm running. It's over. He won. I got to get up out of there.
A lot of times the niggas die in Michael Myers because they get cornered, and if he corner you, it's over.
Oh, it's over.
But every time you turn around, he's like 10 feet closer though.
Yeah, he be walking. You be running. He be
Those
walking.
niggas be slowing down.
Like,
You
yeah,
ain't
how
gonna run
fast
fast
this nigga
all
be
the
walking?
time.
See, this the thing. Like, okay, Jason is clearly like supernatural, but Michael Myers. What I say is, if you had the choice between Michael Myers or Jason coming after you, or you just walking down the street and see something, you're better off walking by Michael Myers. Because Michael Myers just want to kill his family. Jason is killing anybody. He's just a bitter nigga. If I see Michael Myers, I put my head down. I'm going to keep walking. He might let you. Jason
Michael Myers will look at you and just mug you.
Every time you turn around, you're done. So you might as well just start praying and get rid of your sins if you see them niggas.
My thing about people in the horror movies I hate too is, why do motherfuckers hide? Like, if it's a killer coming after me and I'm running, like I'm running. Like, if you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me as we're running. It's gonna look like a baton handoff in the Olympics.
Niggas ain't robots, Sparkies. Niggas get tired. Shit, niggas run out of energy.
I'm
run out of stamina.
I'm just have to get tired then. But we're running. I'm not finna hide. I hate it when niggas be running. You got a clear path out somewhere. Niggas want to hide.
But sometimes the hiding work. But again, you get the bitches be screaming, phone go off, breathing too hard.
Your phone gonna be buzzing.
Yeah, dumb nigga shit.
Man, fuck all that shit. I'm not doing that.
Shout out to Roger from Night of the Demons. His ass got away. He wasn't good.
Yeah, I saw that little meme with him.
He wasn't good.
I mean, like I said, you just got to be smart, but they need to bring back. I saw in like a advertisement for that movie Smile. Everybody keep talking about that. Like, that might be scary. I think I might check that out. They did the Saw shit to death. I feel like when they start doing Saws, that's when everything turns into more torture and gore than horror. I think horror and gore is like kind of different.
Well, see, I don't even want to get into this, doc, because the originals are like slasher. A lot of those are outdated. It went from gore. It went from like the mix of thriller. We had zombie wave for a while, but remember for a while it was the supernatural shit.
I hate that started with the Ring.
A lot of spirits, and then I think like even with
Paranormal.
Smile. A lot of horror is about the marketing. Like, if you saw it online, Smile had like actors at games and prominent events and just weird people with the shirt that said Smile on, literally just smiling behind people. It's smart. You see them jumping in the theater. It makes sure it's a scary, like, it gets you before you get it. That's why they grow so high. So most of the stuff for them is the marketing to get you scared. Annabelle, the little doll. It's always like the grandparents. Like, to answer your question, like, I don't know if it's a horror movie, it's more suspense. But I think it's called Stepdad. Yeah, I remember. It was the remake though. It's the remake. It's just a stepdad who just like kill a family like that, because that's a little more realistic. The slasher shit is scary, but I like the psycho shit that kind of like fuck you up, which, like I said, are a little more thrillers.
Like them little crazy stalker movies and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple of them that I forgot. I gotta find the name. I can't get my phone, but there's a couple of them that are shot.
What's that
like
one
real.
light skinned actor? I can't think of his name and shit. Fuck, he was down there the neighbor and shit.
Oh, Michael Ealy?
Yeah, Michael Ealy.
I don't know why I knew you were talking about Michael Ealy.
Yeah.
He's always a crazy motherfucker.
Eric's like the fine nigga? Like, what?
Hell no.
I don't know what you talking about that shit.
But
nigga with the good eyes, like what?
That was, hey, but one of the other, I think Candyman too needs to be put in top.
Yes.
He like when I was younger, I was scared of Candyman like a motherfucker. Didn't they just do a remake of that too?
Actually, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, Candyman is actually not bad.
He looked scary, just natural scary. Like if I saw him in a dark alley, I would be a little nervous. Like he looked scary, just natural. So that's what made him even scary. And his story, like that was one of the most scary people. Another scary motherfucker to me was It. When they redid It, the new It made with the more graphics.
Are scary.
And the fact that it was kids, the fact that he didn't give a fuck about killing kids as a kid, that kind of fucks you up. Because a kid, you kind of felt like you were safe, like the grown-ups get killed. But It was killing kids, so that kind of just crossed the line. And he kills a kid out gate in the movie. Like the first 5 minutes, a body out gate. He's smoking on little kid pack immediately. So you're as a
kid kind of deserved it. Can we be honest? The first rule is he did everything. He went by the stranger, took candy. I'm like, again, a little nigga like come to the sewer like, I'm out of here. Bye.
Exactly. That couldn't have been a nigga kid at all. Mama,
I remember that shit.
There's a crackhead in the sewer. They would have got the fuck up out of there. But yeah, that you're right. You got it's all about Darwinism sometimes in these movies. So sometimes the weak will die.
Well, the fat, it's like in the field. It's like when animals hunt. The fat kid is gonna go. Like if you your homeboy in a wheelchair. And, damn, my bad, bro. I love you. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna keep pushing you, my nigga. It's your time to go.
That's like one of my favorite. That's why one of my favorite scenes.
Bring your homegirl in a wheelchair.
If he was in a wheelchair, I will push you.
And y'all both gonna just die.
What?
We not. I'm gonna be running fast
Nigga,
as
you
fuck
ain't-
with that wheelchair.
But I'll give you a scenario. I'll give you a scenario.
That sound good to. Sorry, girl. Sorry.
I'll give you a
Put you on my
scenario.
back.
Scooby Doo out that bitch. His feet rumbling fast as hell.
I'll give you a scenario though. One of my favorite shows, Walking Dead. One of my favorite scenes in Walking Dead, right? And I'm gonna say, would you guys do the same thing? Where it's like your family, you got a daughter, she got an infection, she need antibiotics or whatnot. So and she about to die because she got shot in the wound, and she's like 9. She's like 9 years old. So the infection is getting bad. So they go on this. They meet these new niggas or whatever. This new group, and this new group of people is like, hey, we can take you to this place where I can give you the antibiotics, but it's going to take 2 of us. I'm going to send you with my guy because we need them too. And we can split them 50-50, yada, yada, yada. So long story short, they get the antibiotics. But on the way back, they get like, it's this fat ass herd of zombies inevitably. And like, they barely get out. And then it's like a moment where they're like, he's like cornered. So the guy whose daughter is about to die ends up, it's him and another fat guy. So the guy whose daughter's dying, he kicks the fat guy in the shit, makes him fall. All the zombies hit the fat guy. He gets out with the antibiotics and goes saves his daughter. Are you willing to be cutthroat when it comes down to it to save what's yours? That's what I like about the horror movies or certain movies.
If I was
like,
a fictional character,
are you willing
that's
to
some movie shit, nigga. Anybody doing all that?
Yeah, but you never know.
Nah. I mean, listen. I try to protect, but if you infected, you kind of. We gonna hold you. We gonna hold you as long as we can. But it's only not a kid. It's a little different. Like I watched it. It's called From. It's a show called From. Like epic show, a little low key bad show, but it's like a town. They still haven't figured out if it's zombies or what walking around. It's just strange people that come out at night. It's actually not that bad. But it's some scenes like that where they get in a car accident. You got to make a quick decision. It is tough. Like when it comes to kid, I think we should all go out. But if it's us, I said this before, way back we had this discussion. My dad and I, our agreement, zombies come, just take me out ASAP. Don't play that, because I hate that. That's one of my worst in zombie movies. We're gonna bring you along. Trust me. And then by the time you niggas start foaming at the mouth and now you gotta kill them, it's like, bitch, you could have been did that. Now they bit somebody, but it's like we don't got time for sympathy.
Well, the one thing COVID taught us one thing is that if most of these niggas ain't gonna let you know they got bit.
Oh yeah,
niggas gonna be dying. You at the barbecue just eating the
you good? They gotta check his neck. No, it's a mosquito bite.
Right.
What the fuck is that shit on?
I'm straight. I'm good. No, nigga, you not good. Your eyes red. That's that loud, bro. You know I be smoking that loud.
I do have a question about the kid theory. Does it change if the kid has Down syndrome or not?
What you mean?
Like, will you save your kid more if it has Down syndrome or not? Does that matter?
I think if it's your kid, it's your kid, man.
I'm just asking. I don't got kids. I just want to
you want to know what does matter? I'll tell you what does matter. No, I'll tell you what does matter. Age does matter. Okay. Because if you're a grown ass kid and you're getting yourself in a situation because you weren't following the
What's
fundamentals,
a grown ass kid? Like 12, 13?
like 25 and
Oh, that ain't no kid. Yeah, you a grown man.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you meant like you 13,
if you're
14.
grown,
I trained you better, bitch.
like
whoa.
if we out in the field, if we out in the field and we grown, you know. Like at the end of the Armageddon and shit, when Bruce Willis took the little straw, I think Ben should have took it. He drew the little straw.
Wasn't he fucking his daughter?
I thought that too.
Wasn't he fucking his daughter?
Yeah.
Fuck him, no. That was it.
I'm sorry.
To be honest, if I'm not finna die. But you know what? Wait. So if it's like you,
Bruce Willis felt like he should do it because he was the oldest, lived his
I
life
know.
already.
So I'm saying like you in a situation with your daughter, and you with your daughter.
Sorry, we'll
husband.
find another one. We'll find another one, babe.
What?
We'll find another husband. Sorry, I'm not taking an L for this.
You had a good life. You had a good life.
Sorry, and I plan to continue to have even more. And I just saved the world too. And I got clout waiting for me when I get back down. Fuck that.
Fuck out of here, dog. I would have never did that.
This man finna go down and be the hero. I'm finna get a little weak ass statue in front of NASA.
I gotta give my life away so my daughter can get dick down. I don't like that agreement.
There's
really.
dick everywhere.
Like
I'm
it.
like, fuck
Unless
that.
I got kids already, maybe, but I don't like that. You're right.
Let me ask you guys. I mean, if those of you guys who have watched the movie Armageddon, I want to ask you: if you were in that position where Bruce Willis was in at the end, you drew the little. Actually, he drew the little straw, which means that he was supposed to stay. Are you flipping places with him or not? I was
daughter's boyfriend.
I was pissed about that.
So he stayed in space and let the daughter boyfriend go?
Let the daughter boyfriend, because one of them had to stay back.
Yeah.
For those who didn't watch the movie, one of them had to stay back to detonate the bomb that was going to save the world and all that other shit. So Bruce Willis' character stayed back, and his daughter's fiance and them when got the clout and the glory and the pussy. While you in the grave or somewhere, you don't even get a casket funeral. You somewhere on an asteroid floating somewhere. He dicking your daughter down.
Yeah, I would have told her she was lucky to have a man like that. And we would
all
have
that.
moved forward.
6 feet under your
I would
daughter
have came
getting
back,
face
baby.
fucked.
Say the
You're
word.
not
You
even
know.
6 feet under. You're the
But
gallon.
I'm standing alive. Fuck
is
that
it on
dude.
Ben? Is it on Bruce? Or like you said, should Ben go? You know what, pops? You like he a young nigga not gonna do that.
No, he was in the movie though. He was. Now in real life, you're right. A young nigga's not doing that. But in the movie, they made Ben Affleck this honorable nigga where he was just mad he didn't get to die. He said, "No, it should have been me." If you know your young
You gotta
ass-
do that though. You gotta do that.
You got to do that for the
I would've
but
been like,
We've been in
that's
front
the
of
honorable thing to do.
when you in
But
front of
deep down, he
your-
was geeked.
Yeah, when you in front of your girl's dad, you do have to kind of like act.
Deep down, he was geeked. Yes,
It should have been
got
me.
that pussy waiting on me. Peace. That nigga said peace. Go ahead, press that button for me. Fuck that. I already know. Fuck that. I would have to do what I had
Did
to
they
do.
dap up? I don't remember. Did they? Good looking pops.
They hugged each other.
They had a little hug, a little
Had a little
moment. Then he did the
moment,
switcheroo. Man, fuck that. Don't want to close my eyes.
That's a classic M. Yeah, that's a
Don't
classic.
want to go to sleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing. Boy, they had me a little tear when I saw Bruce die. I had a little tear. I'm watching this motherfucker. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
That's
I was
fucked up.
sad about that. That was fucked up.
Should have been him.
I would have never. Sorry. Never.
Yeah, fuck that nigga, man. But shit, hey.